Blog Talk Radio.
September 16th, 2015. I read an article by a young guy named Ryan Holiday. I just read it yesterday, and it's called, "If You Do This, You're a Monster." And what it is that makes people monsters is this. I'm losing track already. They don't like, this younger generation of people, and this guy Ryan's in his 20s, they don't like voicemails anymore. They're too clunky, right? They're always complaining about them, but here's what they like to do. Here's what the cool guys, he says, like to do. They like to send voice and video text or emails, and they don't take 5 minutes before they send them to lay out their thoughts nicely in clear sentences that are easy to understand. No, they send you a 5-minute stream of consciousness. That's what he calls it, just as if they were James Joyce. Now, those of you who took English will get that. Maybe some of the others won't. But the point is that it rambles all over the place, and you have to listen to it 3 times to figure out what it says. Not just because it's rambling, but because the person is in a restaurant and there's all kinds of noise in the background, all kinds of cutlery and dishes and people talking. Now, Ryan says he understands that these people who are sending these messages, they're busy. But even so, he calls it uncivilized behavior. He says it's uncivilized because instead of taking the time to organize their own thoughts, they're forcing you to do the work for them. And he quotes a guy named Frank Lutz, L-U-T-Z, and says, what's important in a communication is not what you say, but what people hear. What's important in a communication is not what you say, but what people hear. And when you send them a 5-minute video message, they hear that you're a jerk. Actually, he calls those people who send those messages, he calls them douches. And I don't know if it's civilized to call someone a douche in public. But you get the point. People don't like rambling messages in their voicemail, in their email, or even on this show. And Jerry, what show is this?
The Recruiting Animal Show!
You told us last week that you're in a band and you're doing, bigger shouts now.
No, my drummer quit. I'm not in a band anymore.
Already? You're out already? Why?
I put an ad on Craigslist, so I'll probably be in a band again this weekend. It's the life of a rock and roller, I mean, you just never know where your next paycheck's coming from. You never know who's showing up for the show.
Yeah,
same old thing. It's why I quit 20 years ago.
The guest canceled the show. She canceled, just so everyone knows. We had a guest. But she canceled.
Who was the guest?
Melissa Adamo, Jeff Newman's friend. She was going to come on to cut him up. She didn't like what he said when he was on a couple of weeks ago.
Well, who did?
Okay, well, not her.
Are we on already?
Yeah, we're on. But look, we'll talk about it without her. That's what can I say?
Let's talk about her.
No, I don't know enough about her, okay? You had a long chat
Well, then
with
let's make some stuff up then.
I don't want
What's
to.
the matter?
I just want to move ahead. Unless you want to sing a song. What have you been singing in your group, Jerry?
Stuff that you wouldn't even recognize.
Just tell me. Throw out some titles.
Jason Isbell, Soul Asylum.
Soul Asylum? What song? What
the
song?
Posies.
Okay, forget it. You know. Okay. You know what?
No, I'm a very private person, man. I mean,
I know you're private.
I'm not the guest here.
I didn't say you were. I was giving you a minute to chit chat at the beginning to show off. Okay.
Hey, Derek Zeller's on a plane heading to Dallas.
Yeah, I don't care. Okay, look.
Just keeping you updated, dude.
Thank you very much. You know what? I know we got to kill some time, but I'm happy to end the show early. So I've got some notes. I made them in the last couple hours. Let's just go through them. And the first notes are actually things that you pointed out to me from Facebook this morning. Your buddy, one of your buddies says.
Okay.
One of your buddies
and everybody's my buddy, so you need to be a little more specific.
I don't need to say his name, but he hates this show. Okay. He absolutely wrote a few long
That
posts.
doesn't really narrow it down.
You
know?
Anyway, he says he got a call from a high-level candidate last night at 10:30 p.m. or
this is news to me. Then I was going on his MO of just making it rain on your customers.
Now. Okay, don't interrupt me, okay? Anyway, he's got this candidate. The candidate's been interviewing at two different companies, and both of them know intentionally from the recruiter that he's interviewing with two companies, not just one company, okay? Mm-hmm. So the candidate says, I interviewed with the COO, and he was pressing me hard on salary. He wants to know what I want. So the recruiter says, what did you do? And this is what the candidate says. He says, I stuck exactly with the script you gave me. I just kept saying that my main priority was finding the right fit and that I was confident that their offer would be fair, that whatever it was, you and I would go over it together and then get back to them. So this recruiter was very happy, and he said, look, I'm going to see what I can do for you. The next day, he called the COO, and he told him again that the candidate wasn't interested in creating a bidding war between the two companies he was interviewing with. He said it was all about the culture. Okay, and that was his main concern, not the money. So then when the offer came in, it was $125,000 higher than what the candidate said would accept. Okay, but we've been hearing constantly on this show that you cannot go into a company and refuse to tell them what you're after money-wise.
I guess you can if you're over the $350,000 a year crowd, because that's what this no names needed recruiter works in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's working with these people who don't know how to have a discussion about compensation or salary or money. My guess is once you're at 350, you've never successfully negotiated through a salary conversation. And luckily, you've got this recruiter to help you.
What do you mean? Those guys should be the best negotiators.
That's what I'm saying. I was being sarcastic.
Well, I couldn't tell.
That's another made-up story, man. I'm tired of these made-up baloney BS scenarios. If you're making $350,000 a year, you're not going to not be able to negotiate that kind of a conversation. You're not going to just say, what did my recruiter tell me to say? I forgot. Let me think. No, what? No. That's a bunch of crap.
Anybody else got
fake story.
Anybody else on the line got an opinion? Do they believe this story? Can you go and get a job without telling the company what you want just by saying, I'm sure you're going to make a fair offer? Anybody? Since we say the exact opposite thing every single week. Nobody's got an opinion. Okay, fine. Now, this same guy, he said it's a really good practice to reward your clients. And here's how he rewards them. He buys them memberships to private restaurants, sporting clubs, country clubs, etc., he says. Every time they take a client out for a round of golf or to a private restaurant, they think of you. You're the guy who gave them this opportunity to entertain and do their business development in style. What do you think of that, Jer?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not into buying your business. It's very 1950s to me. It's a lot of that is just not accepted. No, I mean,
how do you know it's not accepted?
What kind of industry are we talking about that this guy works in?
I think he places lawyers.
Okay. Because the only people I could think of who are maybe naive enough, who make that much money, who would need the guidance, would be athletes because they're young usually. But other than that, I don't get it.
But though with law firms, though, maybe they're not under the same corporate America rules that prohibit me from dropping off a sack of cash to my customers and saying thanks for the fat fee.
The kickback.
Sure,
my lawyer's son insists that it's all different when it comes to law firms.
Who do we have here? Who's that?
Somebody you shouldn't be talking to. And if I know what his, as soon as I figure out what his area code is, I'm going to cut him off because he didn't apologize.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Has he been banned from the show?
Until he apologizes and promises never to do that again and follow the rules, And it's
come on, man, let's let it go.
I will not speak his name, but I was proven correct yesterday, and I believe that you owe me an apology.
No, I don't think you were. I'm not going to argue it with you. Just watch your step, okay? I had it really. You pushed me too far. You pushed me too far. Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah.
When did this show get rules?
When this guy almost got me canceled, okay? Last year.
Yeah.
And I was right all along. It's amazing.
No.
A year ago.
I'm not saying his name. I promise you I will not say his name.
Fuck off. Don't talk about it. I'll have to cut everybody off, okay? I'm serious.
Oh, goodness.
I gave you lots of breaks.
You gave me lots of breaks.
Yeah, I should have cut you off long before. Now lay off.
No, you should have been loyal. You should have been loyal to somebody who was an active participant in your show for a long time.
I told you don't act like a jerk on Facebook. So what you did, you defriended me, and you defriended everybody. This show's not about
because
you.
You were
quiet.
Because you were loyal.
Perhaps he wants
to
be friends again. Maybe this is time for the olive branch. Okay, let's see where this goes. Let's patch it up for the good of us all.
Not out of control. You cannot do that, okay?
I guess loyalty means nothing around here.
You're full of it. Don't tell me I'm not loyal. I let you stay on when I was getting lots of complaints about you. Finally, you really blew it. You took it too far. Okay? Just be quiet.
And then yesterday I was proven correct when I got a spam email.
Quiet. Apologize and promise to follow the rules. I'll let you talk. Otherwise, you're out. I told you a long time ago.
You owe me an apology. I don't owe you an apology. I was loyal to you, not vice versa.
Yeah, okay. You were not loyal. You're full of it. Everybody's going to go
I was on your show every week participating. You know what? I might have screwed around a little bit, but I had content to add to your show, good questions, good conversations, all that. Some guy comes on this show. I don't like his business practices, and I call him a spammer, and all of a sudden...
There we go. Good.
What happened? Did you cut him off?
I muted him. Let him talk to himself. You know
Animal
what?
is getting tyrannical.
He thinks I have to be apologizing to him. The guy's got it backwards. Something's wrong with him, and I gave him a lot of rope till finally he hung himself, and almost me too. Okay, I'm going to move on. Now, this guy also says, so nobody agrees that you should pay your clients kickbacks. Or what's the difference between giving them a Christmas gift and buying them a membership at a fancy club?
You're not allowed to. It's against the law. It is illegal.
To do what?
Hey, Animal, you muted box also.
You can't. What? You just can't do that. It's against most companies. They'll send you, once you're doing business with any Fortune 5,000 company, they'll send you a business conduct or rules of service, some kind of memorandum to you that says, hey, do not give us any gifts of any kind. Anything like, I think beyond like $50, you need to report to,
So, Jerry, you like taking people out for lunch, right?
Sure. Yeah, you can take them out to lunch.
Must cost more than $50 when you take out a bunch of people.
They're talking about taking the guy out to lunch and then slipping him an envelope under the thing with his membership card in it to the local golf club. You can't do that, man.
Okay, well, what if
which leads me to believe that all those stories are fake.
What if you're not a Fortune 500 company? You're the CEO of a small to medium business.
You can't
really
do that
still a
because
big deal?
it's doing. Then you're into some quid pro quo. My company's going to pay you $20,000, and then you're going to launder that money around, and next thing you know, there's a new Corvette sitting in my driveway with a title in my name. Yeah, you just can't do that.
Mike Cox wanted to say something.
No, I was just wondering if that's a real situation that anybody's coming across, aside from the one guy that you mentioned. I've never been a part of it. I mean, we go to lunch and you have dinners and bottles of wine at Christmas time and things like that, liquor and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is anybody really getting crazy with that kind of stuff?
Well,
or
I guess one guy
crazy
is.
enough to really be concerned or talking about it?
Mike, if somebody doesn't give you, let's say you give a lot of business to somebody, and they don't give you a bottle of liquor at Christmas time, are you going to get offended and give your business to somebody else?
So if somebody was doing such a great job that we just kept going back to them,
yeah,
and because I don't get a bottle of Black Label, I'm just going to stop that relationship?
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Hell
No,
no,
the
I'm
answer
take
is
some
no.
of that pile of money and go out and just buy my own booze.
Now, here's the deal. Let me read a few quotes here. One last tip I would offer is not to be stingy. I've gifted candidates who will net my recruiters over $100,000 in fees this year. I'm busy. I don't have time to work with anyone making under $350 anyway. Guess who has earned a little loyalty? The same goes for clients and placed candidates. Take them out for the nicest dinner you can. I take my clients out racing Ferraris. Buy them memberships in country clubs and send limos over to take their wives and kids out shopping during the holidays. I'm always looking for creative ways to do things for them that will make my number the only number they call when they need representation. Guess who has very loyal clients? You can't spend your marketing dollar any better than on current clients. Spoil the hell out of them. If I make a fee somewhere between $100,000 and $500,000, how can I not invest $10,000, tax deductible, to strengthen the tie that binds? How can you not spend on that relationship? Well, it's illegal.
I guess it isn't. You're wrong.
It's certainly no. I believe that it's illegal for any publicly held company anyway.
Okay.
Well,
now,
if he's doing this for his candidates, is he doing this? It sounded like you had mentioned he's doing this for his candidates.
And
so the guys that he believes
he's doing it for everybody.
Both. Both. Yeah.
Yeah, he says the same goes for clients and placed candidates. Take them out, take them Ferrari racing, buy them a membership in a country club, send limos for their wives and kids to go shopping.
Yeah, we heard it. Okay, we heard it.
You want me to read it again? Do you want to hear it?
No, let's go on. Okay, nobody else does it. Mike says if you're giving him good service, he doesn't depend on that bottle of wine at Christmas time.
Black Label.
Okay. Black Label. Okay, so that's going out to your people.
Okay. Impropriety.
Anyway, that same guy. Sorry, Alejandro, are you saying something? Talk a little louder.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that reeks of impropriety. You're going to turn all sorts of people off in the first place if you're doing that. People aren't going to want to do business with you because they're going to know that you're not doing business on a up-and-up fashion, and they're going to be a casualty of that sooner or later.
Okay. You guys don't really believe him, do you?
I don't know.
I think it's a bunch of baloney. I'd like to see where you're getting this information.
Hell no.
Sounds like
just
a
Google
bunch of bloviating.
Google him on YouTube, and look at his goofy ass videos that he does.
Just
and the
like
guy's
a lot
a joke.
Do we all know who we're talking about so you can further research it yourself?
No, that was going to be my next question, was who in the hell are we talking about?
Yeah.
Just go to Animal's various people online group. It's the one that used to be the Recruiters online group. I don't know if the name's still the same.
That's where I bought my last pair of Nikes.
Bam! Hey, Blake.
Yeah.
Can we count on you to go hunting this year or what? Or do you
Hey, that's not a hunting show, okay?
It is too.
You're not offering to take out a client out to a hunting trip, are you?
Yeah, there you go.
I have before.
There you go.
Make it rain. All the Coors Light you can drink. I'll slap a 50 down and say, keep them coming.
Okay. Okay, I got an announcement. Lisa Marie Jones, who's a favorite of ours on this show, even though she's only been on once. She's over in England.
Hold on a second. I'm going to go grab a quick snack. I'll be up at 5. Keep it going.
She's got her own show now. She interviews people on Skype and then posts them up on SoundCloud. And she had a guy named Alex Moyle. Now, Moyle is a person, in my experience, who does circumcisions. But I'm going to guess this guy. He's a recruiting consultant. He teaches recruiters how to make more money. Anyway, so during their conversation, Lisa said the average recruiter in the United Kingdom will take 10 job orders and only place 2 of them. She said that's a shocking statistic. And the reason it exists is because recruiters are taking too many crap job orders because they're frightened to say no. She said the only orders they should take are the ones they're likely to place. Anybody want to comment at this point? Because I have more to say about that from their show. Let me just finish off the point then. The other guy, then Alex said, to make money, you've got to do drive-by recruiting. He calls it recruitment. Drive-by recruitment. You roll down the window, go bang, bang, bang without stopping the car because you don't have time to do a lot of work on every order. You've got to place people who are low-hanging fruit or you're not going to make a lot of money. If you do a lot of research, someone else is going to get the people in there before you, and you're not going to get a lot of placements done. Anybody agree with them?
Sounds like styles makes fight, the old boxing terminology. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's an old boxing saying that says styles make fights. You know, one guy might be a great defender, another one might be a counter puncher, and you see an interesting fight between those 2 boxers. So styles make fights. There's more than one way to recruit. If you find something that's going to work for you, then do it. But
they said clearly, come on. They said it's not going to work for anybody if they take 10 job orders and only place 2.
There's more than one way to do things. But yeah, of course, if you take unfillable orders, that's probably ill-advised, obviously. But
hold
one
on,
person's
hold on
talking about doing high volume, and the other one's go ahead.
Alejandro, some people espouse the principle of going to a potential client or a client and saying, give me your hardest to fill positions, and I'll prove myself. They're saying you're not going to make any money doing that.
Ad nauseum. That's okay. To me, personally speaking, that's dopey. But again, some people, I guess that's how they generate business.
Anybody else? Drive-by recruitment? Okay, I thought it was interesting. This guy, Alex...
It's different, too. That's not drive-by recruiting, saying give me your hardest order. Working high volume.
He said drive-by recruiting is throwing a lot of people who are easy to find at them. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. You bang, bang, bang. You lower the window.
Volume.
Okay. Anyway, recruiters. Well, what do you do, Alex? I mean, what's your approach? Do you take hard to fill orders or easy to fill orders, or stuff you're going to be likely to fill?
You know what? I'm working currently a bunch of incredibly hard to fill orders, but I know I can fill them because when I get the people with this client, the fact that they're retained, we fill it. So it takes a long time, but we know that once we get the people, we're going to close them.
What makes it take a long time? What makes it take a long time? What makes it hard? What makes it take a long time?
combination of things. The type of people that they're looking for in terms of quality just are scarce. And then the other thing is the industry is not that large. So
if you were doing contingent search, you wouldn't take that, right? You wouldn't take those orders. Is that right?
I would take them possibly, but I would certainly work on other stuff to
the bang
protect
stuff.
myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure. 2 years ago when we met, that's exactly what I was working on, high volume.
Oh, and you made a switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it was well worth my time because of the fact of the relationships we enjoy. But we were making money, same thing, just filling high volume contracting.
But you're making more money now?
Yeah, much.
Okay, so this is better. What you're saying, these retained hard-to-fill searches, that's a better business. Is that what you're saying?
It's a different business. I enjoy this business more.
You're making a lot more
money.
It's a better business. Why do I have to fight with you about that?
Again, it depends on what level, right?
Okay.
I'm
not going to argue.
Agency,
okay. No. Okay. This Alex Moyle.
Someone disagrees.
What?
Someone disagrees. That's the end of the world.
Well, no, we already went over it. That's why. Okay, look, the show, I'm trying to save this show. The guest canceled on me. I had a fight with that guy for 5 minutes before I, just got rid of him. I'm saving the show. That's all I'm doing. That's my goal, to please the listeners. Okay? Now, he said the recruiting business has been disrupted by LinkedIn, fixed-price recruiters, and the new in-house sourcers. These companies are hiring, people from the external recruiting world and bringing them in-house. So that's changed the recruiting market. And he said recruiters today are not equipped to explain why they're worth the money, even though they've got all this competition that they didn't have before. So he says recruiters are selling three things. Number one, good candidates. But that's not all. Number two, the client experience. He calls it service. He didn't specify what it means because he differentiated. The third element was timeliness. So you got the candidates, you got the speed to get them in there quickly. Also, you're nice to deal with. It's for some, I guess, when they want to get in touch with you and understand what's happening, you're there for them. So those are the three things that recruiters have to be able to talk about in order to sell their services. Anybody agree about that? Not a soul, eh? No one wants to talk about it. No? Okay. Don't help me. Don't help me save the show. There's no guest. I got nobody to talk to. What?
Did you mute them?
No, I only muted that one guy, okay? Everybody's here. Okay, I'll move on. It's not interesting to you. Branding. He said you've got to compete with a lot of other agencies, so you've got to have a compelling reason why people should join you. But he agrees with me that all recruiters do the same thing. So how are you going to say I'm different? He said there is a differentiator. They do the same thing, but they do it differently. Now, I don't know what that means, to tell you the truth. I don't think retained recruiting and contingent recruiting are very much different. I've said it many times. I don't know. What's different? If they pay you, if they give you a membership in a club at the end of the search, that's different, obviously. But everything else, I don't think it's possible for recruiters to really brand themselves or differentiate themselves, except by saying they specialize in a certain area and everybody knows them. Anybody disagree with me or want to add something to that? You know what? I know there's people on the line who are corporate recruiters who hire recruiters. And I've often heard that, you call up a corporate recruiter, a recruiting manager, they'll say, why should I use you? And they complain that the recruiter never has anything to say. So I'm wondering if any of you have a comment on this. No, eh? Okay. Number 3, here's another point. Guy said that it's very important for a small recruiting firm to have a very strong business plan and to tell all the recruiters in the business what their plans are. They have to document how much money they want to make in the next 12 months. They have to have very clear goals written down. It makes a huge difference. Personally, I don't know how it makes a difference, but that's what he said. Does anybody want to talk about that with me? Because
you
when
think
I have
not writing down your goals is wise?
Well, does writing them down make a difference? You're working hard anyway, right?
You're working hard anyway, but if you lose sight of your goals, you may stray and start working in a different direction or just working on things that aren't getting you to where you need to be.
Okay. You want to elaborate on it for us?
Does that mean you
example?
have to write them down?
Well, it's always nice to write them down. Do you not write down your goals and think, this is what I want to accomplish this year, and then focus on making sure that everything you work on.
Do you write down your business goals?
Absolutely.
Can you give us some examples to help us here?
So, number of hires, level of experience with regard to sales executives, which companies we want to target. I'm also involved with learning and development, so which learning programs or training programs we want to build and roll out this year.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
And if you don't do that, you're going to get so bogged down in the daily administrative trivial stuff, you're not going to get to accomplish anything.
A lot of these questions, they were for the third-party recruiting managers. Jerry's a third-party recruiting manager. He knew I didn't have a guest, but he had to go get himself a sandwich.
Hey, I'm back. I don't need this kind of attitude, dude.
Well, I'm dying here, Jerry, because these are questions I put in. Okay, Jerry will answer some of these questions. They're for small recruiting firm owners, right? You're the only one
I can't
here.
answer them. We're a medium-sized recruiting firm.
I don't think so. You can count the number of recruiters you have on one hand. Okay. Here's a question from Lisa Rakusek, our good friend. Should an internal recruiter who discovers that an employee in their company is interviewing somewhere else because of a comment that just she hears about it, should she tell the manager of that person that his staff member is interviewing at another firm? Anybody got an opinion? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think he shouldn't tell if he's a nice person, but that's just my opinion. Okay, now we're going to talk about what we were going to talk about with Melissa Adamo, who was supposed to be the guest today, and unfortunately had to do something else at the last minute. Our good friend Will Thompson. Yeah, okay, well, you had to go and get a sandwich when I was just sort of getting the show
I did.
And I didn't have a guest, okay? But you had to run away and get your ham sandwich, whatever it is you're eating, okay?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't go get a sandwich. I didn't go get a sandwich.
What were you doing when I was looking for feedback? You didn't say a word.
Talking to my wife.
Yeah, okay, well, great. You couldn't leave it
my gorgeous blonde wife.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to the Taylor Swift concert tonight.
Okay, I don't care. Okay.
You don't care.
Yeah.
That's the problem with us. You don't care about me anymore.
Yeah, okay. Will Thompson, our good friend, says that chatting with job hunters you can't use is going to help you build your business. He says the formula to success that he's seen in every successful person he's ever met has 3 elements, and here they are. Never compromise your integrity. I guess that means don't lie or, don't backstab or something like that. Be a good networker. And here's the one that we're interested in. They cherish every relationship. Will says your cold calling days are over when you treat people the way they want to be treated, because they'll go out of their way. They'll go out of their way then to help you. People want to help people who've helped them. And he says he gets excited watching other people succeed, and he doesn't even worry about his own business because he knows in this, quote, crazy world, we're all here to give to lend a helping hand. And he knows that if he helps people, he doesn't have to worry about his own success because people will want to help him.
Like shoveling their driveway in the winter, or I mean, what you talking about? Carrying in the groceries?
That's going to bring him business by talking to these job hunters. Okay?
The one caveat is as long as you stay laser focused in a niche. Yes, what he's saying is absolutely right.
What do you mean, Alejandro?
If you spread yourself thin, if you do generalists, one day I'm looking for biochemists and the next day I'm looking for C++ programmers, that approach is not going to work.
Great point. So
why not?
He's a sales recruiter.
Yeah.
So if a plumber calls him up and needs some resume advice, I can guarantee you Will's not going to spend 45 minutes talking to a plumber about his resume.
I believe that too, but Will makes it sound like he'll talk to anybody. I believe what you guys are saying is true. He'll talk to people who seem like likely candidates in the future. He'll spend all kinds of time with them to make sure they come back to him because he knows they're not useless. They're money down the road.
You just answered your own criticism. If they seem like likely candidates in the future, that's the key right there.
But that's not what he's advertising. He says successful people cherish every relationship. He says they don't cherish every relationship that they think when they think they can use the person later on. No. He says we're in this crazy world to lend a helping hand. That's all he says.
Let's be real.
You don't have to be a creep, but you're not going to spend an inordinate amount of time on something your business isn't focused on.
And also, this comes from Will's blog. Will has to come up with extra words, filler stuff. He's just making stuff up. He's just saying that because he's got a blog. And you've got to say something on your blog, so that's what he's saying. He can't really fully believe all of that. No way.
Okay.
Yeah,
I believe that he
it gets back to what Jerry always says. Time is the most important thing you got to manage as a recruiter at any level. So why would you spend 45 minutes with the plumber candidate when you're doing salespeople?
Okay, I agree, but I think Will would, have a hard time admitting that what you just said is true. Okay.
Will is also traveling today.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Okay, but here's another story like that. Stacy Zepar is one of the most popular people in the recruiter sphere. I will attest to that. I see her name all over the place, and she gets a lot of praise. There was a story on LinkedIn, a long story called The Stacy Zepar Story, okay? And it starts off like this. Stacy Zepar, I think that's how you say her name, didn't build her business through cold calling, not through mass emails or any other classic business development strategy. No, she built a massive network over time by providing people with useful information. Now that network provides her with opportunities, unsolicited opportunities. What made Zepar different throughout her career as a recruiter was the time she spent helping the candidates who applied to her open positions, particularly the ones who didn't get the job. Okay? So there it is again. Help the losers. Help the losers and they'll help you. Okay? Here, listen to this. She said she only charged somebody once. She charged him for 1 hour of career advice when she spent 3 hours talking with him on the phone and then spent another few hours writing his resume or rewriting it. And hold on. Even though he did get the job she was helping him with, she couldn't sleep at night thinking about the money. So she sent it back. She sent his check back. Okay? And it says she built a following of thousands of talented professionals around the world. And obviously that helped her recruit, but it also grew her influence as a talent advisor. Anybody got a comment so far? Not one person. Okay, well, here, go ahead.
Well, what is your point?
She's saying that she. hold on.
It's a great story, but
what's your point?
I'll tell you my point. We just analyzed Will Thompson's story. Okay, he
Yeah.
goes around preaching that he helps everybody. Be nice. He must go to church and say it there too if they let him have a guest sermon. But in fact, when we take a look at it, we know it can't be true because he can't be successful if he follows his own rules for success. Now,
let me say something.
What?
Will is a super nice guy. I like Will. He's a friend of mine. He just started his own agency, I believe, just this year maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's still in that euphoric, hey, I'm a success because I'm helping people. Wait till he hits about a 4-month skid where he's worried about losing his home. And let's see how many people he's going to sit around and chew the shit with.
Okay.
Oops. Go ahead. Oops.
He says he won't.
Sorry about that. Can you delete that? I don't cuss in public.
He won't get in that situation because he's got a lot of. He's making a lot of friends and people who want to help him.
He's traveling today. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, but my point is,
life is good.
We said that doesn't work, and now there's this story about Stacy. What are you laughing at?
Sometimes I just crack myself up. I just do. I mean, I can't get enough of myself from time to time.
Okay, but here's Stacy. She spends like 10 hours on a guy's career advice. She gives him money for 1 hour and she sends it back. Okay.
Stacy Zappos?
Yeah.
First of all, if that story's not overblown, it's the exception and not the norm. I guarantee it. It's probably a bit inflated because all of our stories, myself included, wind up being that way when we tell them. But if that's the case, I don't think that's what her day is consumed with every day. She's a successful
here's
individual.
What she says.
It just can't be.
Here's what he says in the story. Zappar became a mentor to so many job hunters that she blocked off 1 hour a day on her calendar for many years, which she spent solely answering emails and in-mails from job seekers or hopping on the phone with them. This is the only time she actually charged somebody. So she spends an hour a day helping people who can't help her. Presumably.
That sort of reframes it, doesn't it?
It works great.
She's working on making money and then giving back. Great.
Yeah.
What's the charge? How much? Is it $500? Because then it might be worth spending a little time with somebody.
No, she doesn't charge anything. That's the whole point. The one time she charged, she sent back the money. Okay? Anyway.
And it worked great for her. You're basically letting us know that there are many ways to get to success. This happens to be one other.
The Pope's on his way to town. Maybe we can set up a meeting.
He's only got an hour for you, Jerry.
Okay. It's
I'm killing myself.
Listen, by 2011, Zappar had a large following on both LinkedIn and Twitter. She was seen as one of the most influential recruiters on social media. This led to companies asking her to help them with their social recruiting efforts. Her husband encouraged her to start her own business. What made her business explode was when she began presenting at conferences. Okay? From her presentations at Talent Connect, she landed her two largest clients today, Zappos and TripAdvisor. Okay, so she helped all these people, and I don't know exactly how that made her popular online.
Can we stop calling a large LinkedIn pile of connections? Can we stop calling that a following? Can we stop with using the wrong words all the time? Technically, we could say that I've got a fan base of thousands of recruiters. There's probably 10 that really know me.
Hold on, Jerry.
I'm just tired of using the wrong words all the time.
No. Can you follow people now? She had she was the most connected woman on LinkedIn. That was her tagline for a long time. Okay?
Which is great.
Yeah.
What's it mean?
She had a lot of connections on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. So do I.
People were obviously impressed enough by it to give her opportunities to make money.
That was back before everybody realized that LinkedIn was a job board.
Crap wagon.
Okay. I got to tell you, she's a very charming person, and she's smart too. Okay.
I hope she doesn't listen to this and think that I don't like her. I think she's great. Yeah, I am one of her fan base.
Okay, Jerry comes in. He does a realistic assessment of what's said, and then he backpedals. Oh, Will is a great guy.
Are you part of her following?
He's my friend. And now he's doing the same thing for Stacey.
Dude, it's my MO. I'll slam somebody, and then I'll tell them I'm sorry, it wasn't me. I didn't mean that.
Animal goaded me. Animal goaded me. He made me sound like I was saying something I didn't mean to say. Okay, but remember what this guy started off saying. Stacey Zappar didn't build her business through cold calling, mass emails, or any other classic business development strategy. She built a massive network by providing people with useful information, and that provides her with unsolicited opportunities. That's what...
You're missing something, though.
Yeah, and that's not a complete story. That's just one of the things she was doing.
Why are those strategies classic? Why do they stand the test of time? You're talking about someone who's an outlier who found a way to make success for them in a non-standard fashion. What?
Okay, so we got Will Thompson, we got Stacey, and the reason we were having this show is that this is a topic today was 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3, we had our good friend Jeff Newman on the line. He had a very tough job search. Then he came back here, he said 3 things. He said, these are my new rules for recruiting. I will not get frustrated with a candidate who submits themselves to every role on the website. That's number 1. Number 2, I will not be irritated with someone who calls me. Sorry, I gotta laugh. I will not be irritated with someone who calls me every day when I told them I'll call them when there's news. And number 3, if someone emails me to ask why they didn't get the job, I'll try and help, okay? And then he'll be a career advisor for these people. And he'll always follow up. He said in the past, he says, I didn't always follow up with the losers. I wish I understood how much it hurts. Okay? So he's this reformed guy. He's going to be real nice. He also thinks he's got time to do it. Melissa, who was supposed to be the guest today and is his friend and former colleague, she said this is BS. If he does all these things, that he won't have time to be a good recruiter. So what you guys are saying, these are a few outliers. There's a lot of people who are spreading this idea of spreading what? The gospel of free help. Yeah, they're spreading this. We're going to help strangers. We're going to help job hunters. We're going to help the people we can't use. And that's going to make our lives better financially and in every other way. We're saying today
Are you hoping to get any of us to say that you shouldn't help other people?
There's a limit.
Of course you should help people, but yes, there's a limit, exactly.
Jerry often says clearly, just like he said, if the plumber calls, don't waste your time with that person.
But hold on. You can certainly be thoughtful with the plumber for a second. Mm-hmm. I'm just not going to take an hour and talk to him about all the possibilities for plumbers that I'm aware of. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to help him put together a job search strategy. But how often does this kind of stuff happen? Rarely. I mean, we're talking about this as if it's some noble cause that these applicant helpers have committed themselves to, when it only ever happens once every, couple of weeks, twice a month. Jerry, some guy needs some help. I mean, we can all help some people.
Okay, Jerry, you've often said here that you don't feel any obligation to reply to people who apply for a job who aren't any good for it, who clearly aren't any good for it.
But again, it rarely happens in agency stuff.
It all comes down to managing.
I'm not a corporate guy like Newman is.
Sorry, go ahead, Travis.
I said it's just a matter of managing expectations. He's having this dilemma over trying to help people that. Well, I think he's on the wrong path, but I don't know how else to say it other than that. But you can't be everything to everybody.
Okay. Okay. I think that the stories, they sound good at first, and then there's always a qualifier. Like, it sounds like she helps everybody, and then it comes down to an hour a day. Okay? That's considerable
But
amount
not
of
even
time.
an hour a day. I mean, come on.
She says she
a lot
helps
of this
them
stuff
an hour
you
a
could
day.
boil it down to 3 times a year.
No, I
Happens
think you're
once.
I think if you're dealing with
You know what
job
I mean?
hunting-
I will help an old lady across the street every single time. How often does it happen? Never.
Yeah.
How many
okay.
old ladies do you see that need help across the street?
Okay, they've all got walkers now.
I'm
Okay.
just
or
saying.
those-
I mean, we all talk about these, or some in our crowd talk about these grandiose give back to the community deals. It never happens. This is done.
Okay.
It's not a common occurrence that some plumber's going to call you about your sales VP job, and that you're going to stop what you're doing and commit yourself to helping this guy out. It just doesn't happen. I'm sick of the baloney stories.
I
Sick
met
of
your
all this
friend
stuff.
Slater yesterday for lunch.
I love Will Smith and Stacy Zipar. Love them both.
Alejandro,
I met your buddy for a cup of coffee, and I told him that I'd try and help him out. I'd spread his message and arrange some meetings for him. Now, if that doesn't happen, if it doesn't go through beyond the couple of calls that I'll make, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's just, that happened, but it's not central to what I'm doing or my business.
Who was this
I won't
person?
even help out a relative that much, let alone somebody I don't even know. Just on some, maybe down the road it'll come back to me, weird kind of karma thing. I won't even look at my cousin's resume. I'm not here to help all these people. Too busy on Facebook.
The great Jerry Albright helped me last week for a total of 15 minutes.
Don't tell you're blowing my cover, dude. Don't ever call me again. I don't have time to help all you miserable people.
Okay. Hold on, Alejandro. Who was that you took out for a coffee and promised to help?
Your buddy Slater, who you wanted me to meet.
Oh,
from
Ben
London.
Slater. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah, he's got a business. He's not a job hunter. Okay.
Well, that's different,
but you asked me to meet the
Animal.
guy
You
I
asked
met
him to help.
Right.
I didn't ask him. I said he wants
but-
to. I just said he wants to meet people while he's in New York. He's from England.
Well, you
and
mentioned
if you want to meet with them, fine. Okay. Maybe I put you on the
Yeah.
spot and I didn't realize that I.
No, it's fine. But the thing is, it's not going to really help me probably ever down the line. But it doesn't really matter.
I didn't know he was looking for
I
help.
can
I
spend
thought he
5
just
minutes.
wanted to chat with people. Oh, I thought he just wanted to chat with
It was
people.
probably some multi-level marketing scheme, Animal.
No,
Don't have
let
those
me
people call me either.
Let me come back. Let me come back to this. I think Amy Alla had an article about don't send me your brother's resume or something like that. I think she wanted. It just comes to mind. She had something like that. Okay, but we've agreed that the Jeff Newman is just he's just got his new job and he's feeling the pain still of his recent job search. Will is I don't know what he's on. You're saying he's riding a wave of success. He's feeling very generous because
And traveling today.
And Stacy, who's in Denmark and just had a nap, by the way, she let us know. I think an hour a day is very nice, but the way the guy wrote the story, it sounded like she was spending all her time doing that, and it was really hard to understand, how someone could do everything for all these people and still have time to recruit. And Jerry, these people are corporate recruiters. Corporate recruiters are getting a lot of applications.
Who's a corporate recruiter?
Stacy, Jeff Newman, and Will. Will was a corporate recruiter. Now he's on his own, okay? But presumably, if you're a headhunter, you're calling people at work. They already have jobs, okay? So you don't have to give them a lot of job hunting advice because they're not job hunters. But for a corporate recruiter, they might be. And you know what? I got to tell you, giving job hunting advice takes a ton of time. It's not a 5-minute or 10-minute conversation. Even if you tell them, I always tell people, read Guerrilla Marketing for Job Hunters. Great book. That's not what they want from you. They want you to lay it out for them as if you're a consultant, okay, for free. And, it's not like you don't want
I think it's kind of presumptuous of most recruiters to think that they have all the answers for a job hunt. Job hunting is not our field.
You know what? Isn't it the same thing as hunting for openings for job orders?
Not really.
And then presenting
I don't
the
think
candidate?
so. Do we all think that we're qualified to offer job hunting seminars here? I mean, I can refer somebody to a few recruiters and let them know a couple of ins and outs, but serious, hardcore advice for job hunting people, that's a whole different profession.
I don't know. I think it's much the same. Anybody else got an opinion?
What about interview advice, Jerry? Can you give that? Are you qualified to give that?
Yes, some. Some. More interview advice than job hunting advice, yeah, probably.
Yeah. What about resume advice? Can you give that?
Limited.
And what
job
about
hunting advice? Hey, I've got a job. Are you qualified? Do you have a resume? Send it over.
What about what's hot in your industry? What programming jobs are hot? What's cooled off? Can you give advice on that?
For about 5 minutes.
Yeah, until it changes.
Right.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me like you're qualified to give a lot of advice.
Don't tell anybody because I don't want them calling me.
Okay. Anybody else got something they'd like to share? Because the show's almost over. And I thought this last part, I thought we did a pretty good job with it. But anybody else got anything else? Nope.
No.
Okay, Jerry, what I was talking about before.
You care to circle back to that earlier part, Animal? What was that at the beginning of the show? I think I missed the show where all of these offenses took place, and I'm still looking to see where where's the rules posted. I would like.
Yeah, can I ask for an official statement from the Animal Show regarding all of that? Because now the guy from earlier is on Twitter saying he's sick of it and nobody's a man of their word.
He's a nut. Okay.
Do you have an official statement or not?
I have an official statement. I think I made it already earlier, and I might cut that part out of this show. But the point is, he came on. He used to. We have another guest, a guy who used to be a regular. This guy who was on today would come on and didn't like the way he did business, so he would always dig him about it and call him a name that he didn't like to tag his business in a negative way. Fine, I let him do it. I asked him a few times because he's right. He said he was funny. He said he had good contributions. That's true, but he wouldn't stop pestering this guy. Finally, it was going overboard. I told him, don't do it anymore on the show. So he went on Jerry's show, and Jerry let him really go all out. The two of them were laughing their heads off.
No, I didn't. Hold on. Play that show again because you will see that I didn't allow it. I said, knock it off. This isn't cool.
Yeah, that's
so no personal I remember that.
Okay, so then the guy who was getting slammed, he sent me an email. He said, I called, your Blog Talk Radio. I told them, I said that, somebody's slamming me on the show. Well, they said, if you want, you can put in a complaint, and, we'll see what happens. So I started thinking, well, where else can I do the show if they kick me off?
So it ended up in a huge mess, and you don't want it to happen again, and you're tired of it.
Yeah, and this guy, I told him, look, if you want to come back, just say you're going to follow the rules. Apologize and say you're going to follow the rules. He said today I have to apologize to him. He was loyal to me. Okay, well, I don't see it that way.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
Good. Anybody else
want
to take me on? Thanks, everybody, for coming to the show. I really appreciate it. Goodbye!